the doors to Daily with Doc and Becca. My name is Becca Dukes, and welcome to the Daily with Doc show. Now, if you are out there watching us on any of our TV channels or TV apps, which we have just opened up this week, or on any of the social media platforms, and you would like to join us live, you may do so by going to DailywithDocZoom.com. That is DailywithDocZoom.com. Now, again, my name is Becca Dukes, as the hostess of this show and also the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health. It is my honor and privilege to be able to bring to you this program that offers empowering information that puts your health back into your own hands, because we are empowered individuals, folks. There's a lot of things that we can do on our own that is non-invasive, life-supporting, health improving, and today is more of the information that is going to help you do that, especially if you are into sports or any type of activity that stretches the muscles, moves the joints, or even causes you to sweat. So, folks, sit back and enjoy Daily with Doc. Now, if you were invited by somebody specific to watch this show, make sure that you get back with them and tell them thank you. Let them know what you liked best about today's program. And let us know what you like best in today's program. So if you're on a platform that allows you to like and subscribe and comment, please do so. We want to know that you are there. And we're getting comments already, so I love seeing that. And also share that this, because you know this information you may not hear it anywhere else, so you can share it to your different platforms. And as a thank you for you sharing this information, I am doing a giveaway. Go to dwdgiveaway.com, sign up for it, and then share the information or the program to your different platforms and earn points. And those with the most points will receive thank you gifts from me. Now, this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor is it meant to treat, diagnose, or cure any disease. But folks, when you give the body what it needs, the nutrients, the ingredients, the raw ingredients that our bodies were originally created from. And when you think about dust, what's in dust? Lots of minerals, unless it's been over farmed and those minerals are no longer in the soil, which is the result of a very nutrient dead food supply that we have today. So we have to be intentional, especially if we want to thrive instead of just barely survive. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to bring to you a man that has been so instrumental in finding diseases and the causes, and he can say the word, but even the solutions to these different conditions that come down to being nutrient deficiencies, nutritional deficiencies, not genetic, even if it's a birth defect. In most cases, it's a nutritional deficiency. But today we're going to be talking a little more about sports. Now, for those of you that follow sports, you know that the 49ers are sitting first place in NFC West with the 2023 NFL, the game, the whole series. So I'm excited, as I am a 49ers fan. But as we're looking at the lineup and the injuries that have happened for 2023, not just with the 49ers, but across the board, we've got things like ankle injuries, foot injuries, hamstrings, shoulder, knee, and even some more devastating ones, including one that had it happen this last week. And the assistant coach, the Golden Gate Warriors, at 46, died from a heart attack. 46 is really young. So, Dr. Wallach, you have so much information from research that you yourself have done. You have been instrumental with your attorney, Jonathan Emord, in suing the FDA to make sure that the nutrients that you found were the underlying causes of things like Keyshawn disease, sudden infant crib death, cystic fibrosis. I mean,
muscular
these are
dystrophy.
muscular dystrophy. These are things that have been so devastating in families' lives, but are simple nutritional deficiencies. So, as a individual who studied his way through college in a pathology lab, got a Bachelor of Science in agriculture, and not just agriculture, but plants and also soils, and then Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, which took you around the world because of your research that you found in that pathology lab, that continued your studies in pathology with 3 postdoctorates, and finding the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in a rhesus monkey, which cystic fibrosis is a human disease. How can a monkey get that? You proved that it's not just a human genetic disease, and you proved that it was not genetic. And when you were fired, you decided, or was able and had the opportunity to teach nutrition at a naturopathic facility or institute, and then became a naturopathic doctor yourself so that you could legally help us as humans. So, Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc. Thank you for once again coming on and sharing your knowledge with us, because, folks, knowledge is power. And when we are able to be empowered, we're able to do some great things. And it's because of this man right here that I'm able to sit right here and do it with a smile and love life. So, Dr. Wallach, thank you. I would like to talk about sports and nutrition. Okay. You
Okay.
started at a very young age being involved with athletes. I mean, your dad, he was a bantamweight golden glove? You tell the story.
Yeah, lightweight.
Lightweight. Okay,
Yeah, golden glove champion. And so I used to go to the gym with him 2-3 nights a week. Okay. And I do push-ups and just little uh, weights and that kind of stuff, and run around the track and so forth, and hit the bag, do all that kind of stuff. And so I'm 3, 4, 5 years old when I started into sports, and I started into exercise. And this is very interesting, because when you look at it, the statistics are very scary. Okay. We're one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest country in the world, America. And our doctors stand on top of the mountains and beat their chests and say, we have the greatest healthcare system in the world. Well, we rank 47th in the world. This is from the United Nations. This is not my figures. This is the United Nations. We rank 47th when it comes to longevity. There's 46 other nations whose peoples live longer than we do. Okay. We only rank 47th. That sucks. That's very, very bad. Okay. So what's going on here? Well, let's go back 3,000 years ago. Where were people getting their nutrients? Well, from their food and their water, but also they were getting it from wood ashes and coal ashes, which are the fuel of the day for heat and light and so forth. And what should I say? The ashes gave us these minerals. Now, minerals make up 2/3 of the 90 essential nutrients. 60 of the 90 essential nutrients are minerals. And of course, nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. I'll repeat that. Nutritional nutrients do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. Okay, they occur in veins like gold and silver. So that's why some people like the Hunzas, they live, their life expectancy is 122. Our life expectancy is 75. Okay. And
For those
so,
that have never seen veins of silver and gold, just imagine chocolate ripple ice cream. Okay. You've
okay,
got,
and this is where our nutritional minerals look like. Okay. And so when we went to electricity in 1883, suddenly now we didn't have access to those minerals anymore. Okay. Um, when they cut away the source of our minerals, um, the wood ashes and coal ash and went to electricity, there were no more ashes. There were no minerals. And suddenly now sickness and death and all kinds of disease showed up in some areas. One disease would be very popular or common. Another place, another disease would be very common, depending on what minerals were not there. Okay. And so this changed everything. Suddenly now the medical system became one of the strongest, which they say, communities in modern health. Okay, the medical system. Where before it was trainers and that kind of stuff, and now it's doctors because they want to give you a treatment that will relieve the symptoms very quickly. If they can relieve your symptoms of pain when you have something wrong with your ankle, your hip, your knee, your neck in 30 minutes, oh, they'll get down on their knees and bow to you and thank you. And they don't care what it costs as long as they're getting rid of those symptoms. And then 2 years later, they will die from nutritional deficiency. Okay, because nutritional deficiencies, when you relieve the symptoms, that doesn't solve the problem. Okay, it's a very, very interesting sort of the system here. Okay, now with all that said, okay, that's interesting. The first five longevity communities are Asians. Okay, they live to be 84, 84 something, 85, 86, and so on. All again, the United Nations. Now, what I want to do and talk today, when I could, I started playing. I was too short to play basketball. And so I started doing weightlifting. I did, which I could do myself and compete with others at my own weight. I did, in addition to weightlifting, I did wrestling, I did football, and I lettered in junior high and high school in the University of Missouri in wrestling and football. And I only weighed 105 pounds. Okay, that's because I've been doing it all my life, essentially. And I was taking a lot of nutrition. We lived on a farm and I was eating the nutritional supplements we were giving the animals. I was eating those things, okay, in addition to my regular meals. So I'm getting all these vitamins and minerals when I was, 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old. And that made a huge difference in my background. Now, what I want everybody to do is get a hold of our flip chart. Right now it has, I think, 75 pages in it. The title is Dr. Wallach's 90 for Life Crusade to Save Humanity in the World. And it goes through so many of the terrible diseases that humans have. One group, of course, has to do with behavioral stuff. I'm not going to get into that now because I believe we have found the cause, prevention, and cure of those things. And right now we're getting, what do you call it? There you go. It's in the 90 for Life Crusade to save humanity and the world. Okay. It's one of those things where we have communities, okay, that do very well because they live in places that flow with milk and honey. You've all heard about people who live a long time and are healthy because they live in the land flowing with milk and honey. Well, it wasn't cow's milk. It wasn't goat's milk or llama milk or goat's milk. It was glacial milk. The glaciers were grinding up the rocks up in the mountains, and the dust was white. And so the water coming down in the streams from the mountains that were, full of this mineral dust looked white, looked like milk. And so these are the ones who live so long. And one of them in modern times is Jean Kelman from France. She died in 1994, I think it was, 1994, 1995. from France, Jean Kilman. She died at 122 years and 164 days. I mean, there were people from all over the world went there and checked all the records and everything. It's unimpeachable evidence she died at 122 years and 164 days. Okay. And this is because she was getting all these nutrients. Okay. And we're working on things. And now as we speak, we're coming out with a, let's see here, we're coming out with nutritional programs and all kinds of programs that will show you that you can live to be 100, 110, 120. Okay. And because of this nutritional program. Now, in this.
So, Doc, forgive me, as we have lots of questions, but in this Dr. Wallach's 90 for Life crusade to save humanity, there are many athletes who Dr. Wallach has helped, including, which he's holding up, Theo Ratliff. I'll get it, Doc. You don't have to show every page because then nobody needs to buy the chart. But you've helped Theo Ratliff, where he, even as a young adult, was breaking bones, had shoulder issues. You were able to put him on a program, rebuild him. Even after he had lost his contract, he regained it and then made another, what, $11 million playing basketball for the NBA, who he was referred to by Mike the Stinger, another
it was per season.
basketball
It was
player.
per season. He made $100 million.
Yeah. So Mike Glenn, the Stinger, another amazing basketball player who has been helped with Dr. Wallach's formulations. Drew Pearson, for those of you who follow the Cowboys, you'll know Drew Pearson's name, who is one of our brand ambassadors with Longevity, and just really believing in the message because of what he has seen it has done for himself and others. We want to make sure more and more people are hearing this message, because folks, as we're looking through this list of injuries and being a breakdown of connective tissue, Dr. Wallach, it doesn't start whenever they started playing sports, did it?
Oh, of course not.
Well, I'm going to get to Miss Aaron. Yes, I'll get to her.
Okay.
But let's talk about the breakdown of connective tissue.
Okay. Well, connective tissue is made up of the 90 essential nutrients. Okay. It's particularly favoring the connective tissue raw materials. Okay. Primarily minerals and vitamins and things like that deal with the cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. And athletes, they put a lot of stress, depending on what sport they're playing, on the different joints in the back and the neck and so forth. And so they have, if they're missing something, if they're not getting all 90 essential nutrients, they're going to have problems. Okay, they have all kinds of problems. And it's not a gender thing. If you're deficient in nutrients, you're going to get the same problem that males get, females get. Okay. And let's say, Theo Ratliff, he made $100 million over a 9-year period. Okay. Just what a great player. And of course, he was the one who lost his position because he had all these joint problems, and we rebuilt him. And guess what? It all went away.
Yeah, and he's another one of our brand ambassadors, Longevity's brand ambassadors, promoting the Rebound product that has 77 minerals plus vitamins to help support the body. And folks, we're not making any claims that the Longevity products themselves can heal, but through Dr. Wallach's research, he found that there are specific nutrients that the body has to have in order to thrive. And he didn't find it in any other products. So he put together a team, formulated products that provided what he found to be missing when disease was occurred, or what was there when disease wasn't there, and has just done a fantastic job in being one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics, proving that things were not genetic as far as the disease of disease transmission, which is another one of his books. But also, he was the founder of the company Longevity, which now he has turned over to his son and oldest son and daughter-in-law. They're running the company, and they continue to provide products that meet Dr. Wallach's standards in being able to give the body clean, raw ingredients so that the body can actually function and thrive as it was initially designed to by our great creator. So Dr. Wallach, Kelly Herron, she she's worked, she was what, University of Memphis, and then went on to be part of a international team, but she was having problems with her shoulder. She was a shooter and she couldn't shoot anymore. She went to one of your meetings, heard about the program, got on the program, and had great results, and started distributing the products as well, which that's another part of what you have put together with Longevity, is making it possible that not only can people benefit in their own health physically, but also financially, because big box stores, they buy things cheap, make a huge profit in selling it to the public, and the income's not distributed based on people's efforts that they put into it. And that's what I love about the direct sales platform with network marketing is, folks, as we are sharing our stories and people are hearing about it, and they're able to then share their own stories, and each and every one of us benefit from it, not just physically, but again, financially as well. So, Dr. Wallach,
Yes.
for somebody that is experiencing breakdown of connective tissue, they're having injuries with their hamstrings, their Achilles tendon, their knees, their shoulders, what would you recommend as a program for them based on the Longevity products? And again, it's not that the Longevity products heal or cure, but they include the raw ingredients the body needs to be able to do that itself.
Yeah, that's well said. You described it perfectly. Thank you. And it's one of those things where the thing that we learn, you sweat out nutrients. If you're not getting them and you're sweating them out, it doesn't take long to get into the negative area. And when it comes down to the, what should I say, let's just look at a couple of quick ones here. These are big ones for humanity. Alzheimer's disease, we spend $345 billion a year just to treat the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, which is a nutritional deficiency. Arthritis, $626.8 billion just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure it. Okay. And then when you look at osteoporosis, you get fractures and that kind of stuff. You already talked about osteoporosis a little earlier. 6.5 trillion, okay, just to treat the symptoms for the US, Canada, and EU. You throw in arthritis, okay, to the osteoporosis. Suddenly now you're at $7 trillion a year just to pay for maintaining, rebuilding the bones, okay? And so this is crazy when you think about it. And it's one of those things where being an athlete, I saw what should I say, every kind of sports injuries that you can imagine playing over the years. I played, I wasn't tall enough to play basketball. I played football, wrestling, weightlifting, those kinds of things, track. And so I saw every kind of injury you can think of. And I was always doing fine. I never had any injuries because I was taking all these nutrients since I was 3 and 4 and 5 years old. Okay, made all the difference in the world.
Excuse me,
And
Dr. Wall, you had mentioned, was that $7 trillion to treat symptoms, not addressing underlying cause. Is that correct?
yes, just to treat symptoms of osteoporosis in the US, Canada, and the EU, we spend 6.5 trillion. To treat the symptoms in the United States alone, okay, for arthritis and osteoporosis, it's 626.8 billion. So 626.8 billion and 6.5 trillion comes out to $7 trillion a year we spend for dealing with a simple nutritional deficiency. It's really tragic. And of course, doctors love this sort of stuff. Again, Kelly Heron, she was from let's see here. She actually played basketball for the university she went to.
Memphis
University,
or the University of Memphis
Tennessee.
or University of Tennessee?
Mm,
Let's keep going.
okay, it'll come to me in a minute. Okay, at any rate, she had a shoulder injury and she couldn't shoot. And so I think it was the University of Tennessee. She was, yeah, University of Tennessee. And so it's 2-year mark. She had to stop playing basketball. She's very tall. She's depending on who you talk to, she was either 7 foot something or 6'5" or 6'7". In this picture on page 58 of this flip chart, 90 for Life Crusade to save humanity in the world. On page 58, there's a picture of she and I standing together in front of an exhibitor booth at a trade show. And I come up to her jaw, okay? And so at any rate, we rebuilt her with a healthy bone and joint back. She came back and played the last 2 years of in her university. And then she played for 2 years, no, 4 years, excuse me. She played 4 years professionally, okay? And so she really, really did a great job at basketball. And we have dealt with so many excellent female basketball players, golfers, ball players, baseball and softball and so forth, track and field. And so I'm just so glad that she was able to, and she heard us being interviewed on the radio. She came to one of our meetings. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she was all-star American women's basketball star. So she I know she loves and appreciates all that you've done through your research and providing this information to others as well, Dr. Wallach. And we have no boundaries. You don't have to have a prescription to get this, folks. In fact, many of the prescriptions that I've seen, when I've read the side effects, many of them do say that they could result in bone loss, joint issues, achingness, all of these things that they then give more prescriptions to address those symptoms. So for me, it just makes common sense, Dr. Wallach, to address the underlying cause. And it did work for me because I had a lot of those conditions, and some of them were the effects of pharmaceuticals. And now I don't have to worry about pharmaceuticals because I don't have those conditions or side effects anymore. And I just focus on the nutrition part of it and have a calling to make sure that other people know that there are other
Yeah.
options that are life promoting and helping us thrive.
Yeah. And of course, that worked for me personally. Um, I never had to have any surgery or visit doctors for fractures or anything like that. And, I lettered in junior high, high school, and the university in track and football, and not basketball, but track and football,
Wrestling.
wrestling. Okay, yeah, wrestling. And I coached in some of the others and went around the world and just trained people and got them going on the longevity products and trained them why they needed to take these. No matter how well you think you're eating, plants only need 3 minerals. We need 60. And so you have to understand why people who come, you know, having winning the uh, what for various events. Okay,
Like
they
as
because
sports
they're getting,
stars.
yeah, they're getting nutrients from the mountains. Okay, and they're getting nutrients from the glacial milk. Okay, bringing
Talking about
minerals,
the people of the Hunza
the Hunza.
and those that live in the land flowing with milk and honey, like the
And
Bible
there's a
talks.
lot of them through Europe. They do much better than people in other places in Europe, which don't have mountains and glaciers and things like that. Um, and so when they're getting this daily supply of minerals, and this is why we came up with the mineral drinks. We went around the world to the places where people lived long, they did well in sports and so forth, and we found out where they were getting their minerals, and this is how we came up with our program with the longevity products.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Wallach, let's get to some questions. And folks, just as a reminder, if you yourself would like to know what you or what Dr. Wallach would recommend for you to take based on what you have going on in your life, whether it's good health and you want to maintain it, or you've gotten to that point of having some poor health symptoms starting to show their ugly faces, or even deeper, where you are stuck in a system that is just like maintaining poor health, there are things that you can do to change that health journey. So get with the person that shared this program with you. If there's no one to thank and you have never taken any products that have been sold by Longevity, or somebody didn't mention Dr. Wallach's name to you, you are more than welcome to call my call team, the Daily with Doc team, where we have certified holistic health coaches standing by to take your calls and also answer your questions through email if you prefer email. You can go to our website, dailywithdoc.com, sign up for our newsletter, and that's actually for everybody. Everybody's welcome to do that, and submit your questions through that sign up, and note who shared this program with you. That way we know who to thank as well. And we also have that contact option on the website that you could submit your questions. I get your questions, and then again, let us know who shared this information with you so that we can make sure that we get the information to them so they can best help you as well. Or I get it to one of our certified holistic health coaches who then can get answers for you based on Dr. Wallach's teachings and his recommendations. Now, Dr. Wallach, we have a few questions that are coming up, not sports related, but I have a couple sports related ones that I want to ask too. So I have an 18-year-old athlete in football, and he has experienced some strains in his ankle and his hamstring. As a quarterback, he actually has gotten at 18, he is looking at having to do repair on his shoulder. So he's pretty much ended his football career. What would you recommend for a young man? He's 6'2", he's 215 pounds, and he doesn't want to continue to hurt the rest of his life from these sports injuries, which I know a lot of people in their young adult, older adult age that are still dealing with sports injury pain. What would you recommend for him?
Okay, well, I'll precede my remarks to answer the question to say that I played football, I wrestled, I weightlifted. Okay, I did soccer, a lot of contact sports, and I only weighed 110, 115 pounds at the most. Sometimes I only weighed 100 pounds. And so, and I was taking all these 90 essential nutrients faithfully from the time I was 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, because my dad was a professional boxer. Okay. And so he was into nutrition and all that kind of stuff. And if I had a little injury, it never stopped me from playing the next day or that night. Okay. So I can tell from personal experience, if you take your 90 essential nutrients and stay away from the bad stuff, maximize absorption, you'll do well. Okay. 215 pounds.
Yeah, 215, 210.
Okay. Needs to stay away from all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. Needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. A full dose of everything twice a day. He needs the, let's see here. I'd go also with the collagen peptides. Take a full dose of that twice a day to rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Okay. Because he has all these hamstring injuries and ankle injuries and so forth. He also needs, let's see here. I'd also have him take the glucogel. Okay, the glucogel. That replaced the days when people were just using or boiling bones and getting bone broth and stuff like that to try and get some of this stuff out of the bones from the animals they're eating. Okay, that was for 3,000 years. And so this program will replace the bone broth, okay, glucogel, and also, let's see here. I
How about
like
MSM Ultra?
what?
What is that good for?
What?
What is MSM Ultra good for?
Oh, MSM Ultra is a multiple, okay, but it's really, really good for connective tissue. There's tendons, ligaments, bones, muscle, skin, anything that has to do with connective tissue. I take 3 of those twice a day myself, with my project. And so it's one of those things where if you give your body what it needs, and MSM is a great, great one to give you the stuff that connective tissue needs. Again, we're talking about tendons, ligaments, bone matrix, skin, that kind of stuff.
And then to top it all off, Rebound.
Yeah, Rebound. Okay, Rebound is a replacement, nutrient replacement, because when you're sweating out nutrients. And Rebound, okay, was something that we actually made, okay, for
Theo Ratliff.
Theo Ratliff. Thank you, Theo Ratliff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where Rebound brought him back. He got the 90 essential nutrients plus Rebound, and he came back, and he is one who made over $10 million in 9 years from
Yeah.
his pay as a professional football player. His career was over. They wanted to amputate his legs. We rebuilt him in 3 months over the summer. He came back that fall, and it was all great after that.
Yeah, they were looking at joint replacement. That's for sure. Whether they take the whole thing off or not, no, but replacing it, that kind of is very similar to amputation if it all goes wrong, right, Doc?
Yeah, so he says, whatever you want to do, Doc, let's try it, because I'm not going to let him cut my legs off. And so we got him going on the 90 for life and the glucogel, and he came right back at the end of that summer, got his position back, and played for 9 years. Okay.
And for those that just want to jump in and get started, you're not working with anybody already, you can go to DailywithDoc.com, look for that bone and joint pack. That's going to be a starting point. Add to it another bottle of glucogel, MSM Ultra, Rebound, and if you've got digestive issues, throw in that ultimate enzyme, especially if you've had your gallbladder taken out. So, Dr. Wallach, yeah, I mean, that's gallbladder in the black bottle, right? And if you don't have the gallbladder functioning or there to function properly, or it's not functioning properly, it's not emitting that bile that helps to break down the foods, especially the fats.
And
That
absorbing them.
fats are important. Fats
Well,
are
that's
very
not
important, folks.
yeah, it's vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin
So you
K.
don't want a low fat diet, but you do want a healthy fat diet.
Well said, well said.
Yeah, and you can find that good foods, bad foods list also on our website. Again, that's dailywithdoc.com. Up in the menu, we have it easy to find, Dr. Wallach's 10 good foods, bad foods list. Well, Dr. Wallach, we have people with their hands up. And there is one question that came up that I'm going to address real quick. Longevity has come out with a brand new hormone product that we don't have enough information about to say if you can take it with the other hormone products, but I do want to know that we are looking into that. That was just released this week, which I'm super excited about because it's a reformulation of a product that I take. So I want to learn more about it as well, and we'll get that information to Dr. Wallach. So let's go to the first hand that is up. And I know this is not sports, but that's all right, Doc. We're here for everybody. And let's have Mike and Laura Wood. Could you unmute, please? Oh, let me try that one more time. There
How's
you
that?
go.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, Laura. Now
Hi.
you are experiencing some allergies. So go ahead and share with Dr. Wallach a quick summary of what you've got going on and what you would like his recommendations for.
I'll do my best. Hi, Dr. Wallach. I'm
Hi.
68 years old, and I've had allergies probably all of my adult life. I live in Oregon where things can be severe. I am and have been for on and off for several years doing immunosuppressant therapy. Doesn't seem to be working like it should. The antihistamines are seeming to lose their potency, and my allergies are becoming less seasonal and more year-round. I think I'm starting to develop some food sensitivities. I've done some research on histamine intolerance, and I'm starting to think maybe that's an issue. Right now, we're in the middle of an ice storm, and I am itching. My skin is itchy. My allergies don't manifest anymore with sneezing or whatever, but it affects my eyes. I have chronic dry eye. My skin itches, it burns. And it's pretty much constant. It kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. Nothing really helps. I've got some eczema going on my eyelids. In May, I got COVID and I developed heart palpitations a couple of weeks after. I've had those in the past. It was suggested that they were due to stress. This time they got pretty bad, and so I went to a cardiologist. He did a full workup and couldn't find anything wrong, just said I had an irregular heartbeat. So I did decide to go off on my own a little bit because I've had horses and I know how minerals can affect their health and the lack of selenium up here in Oregon. So I started taking Celtic salt, and my heart palpitations essentially went away in about 1.5 weeks. I still get them a little bit, but they're really pretty much under control. I've also been diagnosed with osteopenia, and I took some Prolia injections for a couple of years. Then I got jaw pain, so I had to stop those. It took a year to get rid of the muscle pain that that drug had been causing. So now I'm just trying to do just calcium-rich foods. But I'm finding in my research that histamine is in a lot of foods, and that could be causing a problem. Yogurt is considered a high histamine food. I think my gut might be involved. I'd like to heal my gut, but the fermented foods, the bone broth, are all suggested that those are high in histamine, so I haven't been doing those. I don't eat sugar, haven't had sugar in a long time. And
Laura,
then, yeah,
Dr. Wallach had to step away. I have what you wrote in the chat. And if you could please go to the website and reach out to me, include your phone number. I'm going to get you a personal consultation with Dr. Wallach so that we can go through this
okay.
Step by step, a little more thorough than what we can do on the show, because he does have another show that he has to get to.
Okay.
So I apologize for cutting you off. But yeah, we want to make sure that you're getting, one-on-one time with Dr. Wallach. and make
Thank
sure
you.
that, because you've got a lot of stuff going on, my dear, and I know
I do.
digestion,
Yeah,
digestion is where he's gonna start, and we want to make sure that we walk with you in this journey, okay?
that sounds great. Thank you. So just go to the website
Go to the
and,
website, that contact option, and I'll get your email.
okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, and let me see if Dr. Wallach was able to get back yet or not.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm back. I'm back.
you're back. All right.
I apologize
So
for that. We had an emergency.
yeah. So let's go ahead and yep, turn your camera on and let's go to the next hand that is up, and that is AJ.
Hey, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir.
So, given that you've helped resurrect the careers of elite athletes like the shot blocker Theo Ratliff and Evander Real Deal Holyfield, and given that elite athletes sweat a lot more than couch potatoes, what should athletes and ex-athletes consume every day to live longer and healthier lives?
Well, in addition to a good 3 meals a day, right? Um, the You got to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then they need the 90 essential nutrients. Okay, in addition to the healthy brain and heart pack and that sort of thing, we have like, what should I say? It wouldn't hurt for them to take extra of our rebound, okay, our sports drink. Okay, I like the rebound. Um, Also, they can use the rebound 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, depending if they're exercising in the gym or something like that, or training and they're sweating. The rebound is great to bring back the mineral nutrients in particular. And here's where they really need to be, which I say, taking their nutrients, and the Health and Brain and Heart Pack has 215 nutrients in it, but I still like the rebound. Okay, and they can have that 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, depending on their exercise schedule and so forth. And stay away from the bad stuff. Stay away from the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, the glutens, wheat, butter, rye, and oats, buckwheat, no carbonated drinks, no sugar. And it sounds easy, but when you start going out to eat dinner and you're eating dinner with your family and so forth, 90% of what they are serving are bad stuff. Okay, and so you really have to be very selective on what you eat and then supplement with everything you need. That way you're guaranteeing you're going to get everything. You can't just say, well, I eat a lot of potatoes that are grown in Idaho, so there's bound to be some minerals in it. Well, that's too iffy. Okay, that's like saying, well, I put dirt from Texas in my car, there's bound to be some gasoline or oil in it. Okay, and so that won't work. And so
Not enough.
you do have to take these nutrients, and we have stuff, for what should I say, over 600 different health issues. And so this is why we have them. So, because you take the basic stuff and then you add the health issue, and in some cases it'll be one other product. In some cases it might be 3 or 4 or 5 other products, depending on what you're talking about.
Well, thank you, Doc. I'll make sure to tell the folks to also get Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, so that they're able to stay out of the restaurants with all the bad stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that's a very good idea. Thank you. It's one of those things where the whole idea is to give them all the nutrients necessary in optimal amounts. And, if they're getting some from their food, that's fine. But you just can't take a chance that they're getting everything from the food, because the food requires nutrients from the soil to make those nutrients, and except for minerals. But they do, if they're going to get minerals, they still need all the vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids, and this, that, and the other. So you can't just say, well, I live in a mining community and there's lots of minerals in the soil here. Well, that's pretty weak. Okay, that's a pretty weak approach.
And that might be the wrong minerals
Yeah.
that are getting contaminations into the water as well. So
Thank you,
AJ,
Doc.
did you have another question? Nope.
Thank you,
Uh,
AJ, and feed information back
AJ.
to us. Let us know how it goes.
All right. And Dr. Wallach, one more. Let's go. Phyllis, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey Doc, I know you're only have a couple minutes here, so I'll be quick. Donna on Facebook is 66, 190 pounds, and she's been fighting a cold or a flu, a cough, and has congestion for a couple of months. What can she do to help her immune system?
Okay, her immune system and her respiratory system, right?
That's it. Yes.
Okay, so she's get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. 190 pounds, she needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. I would also have her take the, let's see here, the Ultimate Daily Classic. That's going to give her blood circulation into all those organ systems, which carry oxygen with it. She also needs the Oxybody, okay, for oxygen, right? And then let's start there. And I'm assuming that there's no, there's nothing going on other than she's got all these various organs having problems, and it's some basic nutrients are missing, whether it's zinc or vitamin A or vitamin C or calcium, or there's things missing here. Okay, and so let's get started. And it wouldn't hurt to get a hair analysis and see, that'll tell you exactly what minerals are missing or which minerals are low. Get a hair analysis, and you can go to the
Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, folks, and you can
Rare
get
Earths.
all of Dr. Wallach's books at drjwallach.com. It's Rare Earths Forbidden. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. But this one, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and go to chapter 10. Chapter 10 tells all about the hair analysis and how you can get a hair analysis through a company that Dr. Wallach trusts. So
yeah, you can collect the hair and ship it in, and
Yep.
they will send you a hair analysis back, which will give you exactly what you need to do.
So all the
Perfect.
information about the hair analysis is in this book. And you need the book anyways, because it's going to go through and tell you about those nutrients and their importance, good or bad, and also the ratios that are shown on that analysis. So thank you, Phyllis, for bringing in that question. And you said that was coming in from Facebook, right? Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, Dr. Wallach, it is time to let you go. Thank you again for being here with us on Daily with Doc. You are, you're extraordinary.
Well,
And
thank you, thank you. We make a good team.
never quit.
We make a good
Yes,
team. We have
we do.
literally thousands of people in the Longevity family that is part of the team. So you are showing great leadership. Okay, you're showing great leadership, and you're very, very, what should I say, supportive and helpful to people. So we cannot thank you enough and respect you enough and hold you up as an example of where everybody wants to go. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Wallach. I'm just one of many who have found that there is purpose in helping others and spreading your message and helping people get something that is attainable, and you don't even have to wait months to get an appointment. So Dr. Wallach, have a fabulous rest of the day.
Thank you, thank you. And again, don't forget.
Yep, don't forget, that's his favorite page. Kelly is a sweetheart. He adores her.
I'm
But
the
that
short one.
is in yeah, you are a little shorter than she is. Yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach, and we will see you again. And if I could get my co-hosts on the screen with me, because I couldn't do this without them. as they're out there fielding questions, bringing them in, managing the waiting room and the chat and the Zoom room itself, making sure that we're keeping this a safe place for everybody, because we are a resource to an amazing community of longevity independent distributors. So folks, that's why I say, if somebody shared this program with you, get back with them. We want to make sure that we maintain the integrity of the longevity company and the opportunity to supply information to people from the original resource himself, Dr. Joel Wallach, and help build stronger communities, a stronger world, folks, because as we're helping ourselves and helping our families, helping our communities together, we reach around the world. And part of my world includes some of the people, or includes the people that are on the screen with me, who are just some of the people that are part of my immediate longevity family. And that is Sherry, who she is helping to make sure the streams are going smoothly, getting us set up before the show, which, yes, we meet an hour before the show starts to make sure everything goes correctly. We have Albert way down in South Africa helping to let people into the meeting room, watching those chats, watching cameras. We have Phyllis, who is doing some of the same and also fielding questions from the field, bringing them into the room and also putting up information in the chat as Dr. Wallach is giving recommendations. So thank you, Phyllis, for doing that. And we have AJ, who is making sure everything, he's like overseeing everything right now, making sure everything is doing just what it's supposed to do and filling all roles as well. And he is very instrumental in getting us on all of these platforms, including on TV. So I'm so excited. We now have our own app for Apple TV, Roku TV, and Fire TV. And you can find us there. Just look for in the apps, because you do have to add it to your channel, I guess. Daily with Doc. So 24/7 now, folks, you're able to plug in and learn from Dr. Wallach. Folks, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. Again, don't forget about our giveaway, dwdgiveaway.com. Share the program with others so that they also can get information that's empowering to help themselves and get points and thank yous for doing so. So DailywithDoc.com is the sponsor of this program, and I want to give a special shout out, because if you've noticed and you've been following us a little minute, okay, you have noticed that we do have some rebranding that has happened this week, and I want to thank Ivan Freener of IF Creative, or FreenerCreative.com, I think is what it is. Okay, I got a thumbs up. Yes. Thank him for all the work that he has done and is doing in helping us to rebrand and get a more eye-catching and solidify our presence out in this world. So my name is Becca Dukes. Thank you again for joining us here. Thank you for everybody that was here live with us in the chat. I apologize we didn't get to all of the questions. I'm going to review them. If I know who you are, well, then I'll get questions answered and answers to you. But please go to our website and submit your questions there as well. Until next time, bye for now.